Hello Year 9, for this task you will be creating your own custom colour wheel. For this you will need your pre-printed sheet of A4 cartridge paper with your colour wheel on here. You will need a sharp pencil, ideally HB or 2B, piece of tracing paper and possibly a ruler depending on your design. Now the first thing you are going to do is come up with a creative design in one of these slices, which we will then repeat as we work through. It is entirely up to you if you want your design to be quite geometric, if you want it to be a little bit more organic, and I will show you a few options which you can use. So for example, for my first design, I am going to have it where it's relatively geometric, so I'm just having quite a few different lines, again using my ruler so it's nice and accurate. Make sure that you have a minimum of 4 sections. All right, so you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 sections, which I have created by just simply drawing 3 different lines. Obviously, if you want it to be a little bit more detailed, you can add that as well. Remember, you will be painting your colour wheel with both watercolour and acrylic, so your sections need to be big enough that you can paint nice, neatly and accurately within those. So once I have my design like so, what I am then going to do is take my tracing paper. Now you can either hold it in place or you can use a little bit of masking tape to hold it down. I am going to mark off the 3 corners. So I'm marking off here the 3 corners. This will allow me to carefully and accurately line up all of my other sections. And then from there, what I am going to do, again, very carefully and very neatly, is I am going to draw over these lines. Obviously you can spend a little bit more time on your design. So again, really quite carefully, and when you are working with it on your tracing paper, you can lean it really quite heavily. The reason for this is we're looking to transfer the pencil that we have on the tracing paper onto your cartridge paper. So you can see now that this is what I have here. So I've got a little section that has my corners and my design, so it matches up like so. From there we are going to repeat it again in each of these sections. However, we want to make sure that it matches up, so what we then have to do is take our tracing paper, and I would mark it with a little 1 in the top left corner just so I know what side I'm on. So I'll match it up, and then in order for me to move on to my next section, I am going to flip it over. Then what I want to do is I want to match up my corners as best I can, but the most important thing to match up is going to be your design here. So you can see that that should match up with this one here. Now what you'll be able to see is a transformation from one section and how that changes your design entirely as you go around and you flip each of your sections. Now within the PowerPoint that your teacher will show you, you'll be able to see lots of different examples of designs. So I'll try to lean it really quite heavily on my lines here, and you can see very, very lightly that is transferred onto these, or this section here rather. And all I'm going to do is lean a little bit heavier. Again, keeping it as neat as we can. If you need to, obviously you can turn your paper so it makes it a little bit easier to draw on. And you can see I have my section like so. From there again, all I'm going to do is keep flipping that over. So with every new section you take, you are then going to continue to flip that so that you have a mirror image, and each section should match up with the one before. If you find that it does not match up, it means that you have forgotten to flip your paper. All you then need to do is go back, rub out that section and start again. So again, you can see that my design here is starting to take shape. So I've got a really geometric design here. What I'll show you next is how you can create a more organic design.